discussion of the contract. It was the agenda issues and everything. And I understand that part of your argument is that it should have just been assumed that it was in personnel. And so I did a little research of my own going back through old minutes. And what I found was in April of 2016, November of 2016, April of 2017, and I don't have the 2015. In each of these cases were the times that we did the superintendent's evaluations, okay? We have the informal evaluation, the formal evaluation in 2016 is a separate agenda item on the agenda. In fact, we had a single closed session for personnel. We came back into open session to pass it, and then we go back into closed session to discuss the evaluation.
Yes.
We did that for both formal and informal, and these are just evaluations. This is not the expenditure of $1 million of taxpayer money. And so to say that one word, personnel, where we hire everything from substitute bus drivers to teachers and principals, we should just know that we're also going to extend a contract when we have the option of 1-year extensions, 2-year extensions, 4-year extensions. To say that by reading one word on an agenda that we should have miraculously known that the superintendent's contract was in there, I think is disingenuous. And I don't think anybody can sit at this table and say when they walked into the meeting in July that they knew from looking at the board packet that it was on the agenda. And again, I'm going to go back to what I said originally. I believe with every ounce of my being that the policy was indeed violated. Does that make the contract invalid? Based on what I understand, there's only one way we can go backwards on that contract. I spoke to an attorney at the School Board Association, and she said, Sandra, there's not a whole lot you can do about it because the contract was executed. It was executed the next day. Well, we can get into a discussion about that too, because if you look at every other extension, it took some time from the time the vote happened to the time it was signed. This time it was less than 24 hours later it was signed and executed. That being said, that's neither here nor there. Upon the conversation with the School Boards Association, they said the only way you can undo a contract without having negative action is if your superintendent said, you know what, I don't want any hard feelings, and I don't want anybody to feel that they got left out of a discussion, so let's undo it. And she said, who is going to do that? And I said, I kind of understand that because it's a 4-year contract, and I think Andy's smart enough not to let go of it. And I go back to my original statement. As a board, we owe a due diligence to know ahead of time what's going to be on the agenda, to have the opportunity to research and discuss and know what we're voting on before we make a decision. Now, I will publicly right now apologize because I do understand, Dr. Smith, after rereading my comments, why you felt that I was insulting. It was not an intentional slant. And I will publicly right now apologize to you for any hard feelings, and I don't want that to continue. This is a professional board, and I will conduct myself as professionally as I know how from henceforth and forward. I will say, however, that when we don't follow our policies, it sets us up in a position to have public embarrassment, and I don't think that that's what we want as a board. I think we want to do things by the book to the best of our ability. Take that for what it's worth.
We have a motion. I don't think I want to keep on arguing the same thing over and over. We didn't do anything out of extraordinary.